My favorite thing ever, which I've yet to achieve, is I want to have a kid.
Wow.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson had a whirlwind romance for 9 months. And while it didn't come as a surprise to many people, the relationship came to an end. But what really happened between Kim and Pete? And why was Kim being slammed for using Pete? Did Pete even say anything about Kim supposedly using him? We have all the details. As you may be well aware, Kim and Pete first connected on the set of Saturday Night Live and even had a sketch in which they shared a stage kiss. Kim actually opened up about kissing Pete on SNL during an interview with Not Skinny But Not Fat, where she said,
"And then when we kissed, I was just like, really haven't kissed anyone else in 10 years, so maybe I'm just like stupid." There is some BDE action and like...
Soon after SNL, Kim and Pete began dating. And it seemed like things were getting more serious in the months that followed. After they made things official, Pete went on to bond with Kim's kids, and even made a quick cameo on her Hulu show, The Kardashians. Both Kim and Pete also made efforts to see one another since they began dating, flying from New York to Los Angeles. But as it seems, it became too overwhelming. The news of their breakup was a bit shocking to some people, because literally at the beginning of August 2022, while Pete was filming in Australia, close friends said that they were still obsessed with each other and sent love notes while they were apart. A source even told US Weekly, Kim and Pete are in constant communication. They send each other love notes while the other is sleeping and FaceTime whenever their schedules link up. Anyway, after 9 months of dating, a source confirmed to Page Six that Kim and Pete decided to go their separate ways. The source said, Pete is 28 and Kim is 41. They are just in very different places at the moment. Pete is totally spontaneous and impulsive and wants her to fly to New York or whenever he is on a moment's notice. But Kim has 4 kids, and it isn't that easy. She needs to focus on the kids. The sources also noted that Kim has a lot of responsibilities in addition to motherhood, like her starring role in Hulu's The Kardashians and several businesses, including her recently launched Skims line. Apparently, she was totally exhausted by the relationship and other things going on in her life. Other than those reasons, the source also said that there was also a lot of stress coming from her ex-husband, Kanye West. Well, he's been less in the spotlight lately, but we can all recall how Kanye was very public about his disapproval of the relationship for a while. The Insider said, when Kim is with someone else, Kanye can cause problems with the kids. He tries to divide and conquer. He can't help it. Kim is a really dedicated mother, and her kids will always come first. She wants and needs harmony at home and in her life. Obviously, the breakup caused quite a buzz on social media, and in response to the breakup, one person wrote on Twitter, "Not Kim and Pete together for exactly 9 months, and announced breaking up the day the baby is born." And another person wrote, "For some reason, I'm genuinely shocked about Pete and Kim breaking up. Everything I learned about them as a couple was against my will, and yet somewhere deep inside I was 100% convinced they were in game." Of course, there are also those who said that the breakup was obviously coming. Like one person who wrote, "Y'all thought they were really about to have a baby together? Like what 41-year-old woman starts family number 2 with a 28-year-old, $1 billion less valuable than her husband? It was always a fantasy. Y'all were duped." In fact, some people said that Kim had hinted at the breakup weeks before the announcement. When she visited Pete in July in Australia, Kim posted on her Instagram stories, "Girls can see the difference between 200 shades of nude lipstick, but they can't see red flags." She also shared another mysterious quote, which read, "Sometimes I wish I could go back in life, not to change things, just to feel a few things twice." Other people on social media said that they were just sorry for Pete because Kim had used him for 9 months straight and continued to do so, even after Pete had made it clear that he was ready and willing to settle down. And when it comes to Kim using Pete, followers pointed out that first of all, Kim shared on The Kardashians that she made the first move on Pete after they appeared in the skit together when she hosted the show in October 2021. She said, "So this is how it went down with Pete. I did SNL. It was just a vibe. I called the producer at SNL and was like, 'Hey, do you have Pete's number?' And they were like, 'Yeah.' I text him. I wasn't even thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in a relationship with him." Well, they ended up dating, and followers said that once Kim was done with Pete, she dumped him. And they were sorry because they felt Pete genuinely invested in the relationship. For instance, Kim posted a series of photos to Instagram on July 11th, and eagle-eyed fans noticed that Pete had another tattoo on his collarbone, courtesy of Kim, of the names Jasmine and Aladdin, with an infinity sign in the middle. Pete also had the letters KNSCP tattooed on his skin, which obviously stands for Kim and her children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. He also has the words, "My girl is a lawyer," written on his body, and Kim's name branded on his chest. It's easy to say that Pete normally gets rid of the tattoos after a breakup, but a branding? Kim even talked about what the branding meant to Pete when she told Ellen on her show.
I just think he was like, I want something that's there, that I can't get rid of my tattoos. So he's like, I don't want to be able to get rid of it. I just wanted it like there as like a scar.
Fans also said that Kim totally used Pete, since he made it very clear that he wants to settle down one day, saying on Heart to Heart that having kids is his dream. Pete shared,
Definitely Family Guy. My favorite thing ever, which I've yet to achieve, is I want to have a kid.
Wow.
It's like my dream.
So, with regards to how Pete was serious and Kim was only using him, one person also pointed out, I hope Pete doesn't do anything rash because Kim used him to get Kanye jealous. Pete was looking for something good and serious. Kim, the Kardashians, were looking for Hulu ratings. They had little regard for Kanye's mental health, so they're not gonna care if something happens to Pete. The follower was obviously referring to how Kanye made things difficult for Kim and Pete when they started dating. First, it was Kanye insisting that Kim is still his wife on the Drink Champs podcast, where he said that he had never even seen any divorce paperwork. Then he took the stage at the Los Angeles Mission's annual Thanksgiving event and addressed his relationship with Kim again. Kanye also slammed Pete when he took to his Instagram story to share a screenshot of a TMZ article with the headline, Kanye West says God will bring him and Kim back together, inspires millions. What follows next was Kanye name-dropping Pete in his January 2022 song, Easy. Kanye literally threatened Pete at the end of the song when he referenced his 2002 car accident, saying, God saved me from that crash, just so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass. And let's not even begin with the music video, where he buried Pete alive. Kanye also released a series of memes and posts on social media, which made it clear that he wanted Pete out of Kim and his children's lives. Well, followers on social media said that Kim continued to date Pete for months, just to make Kanye jealous. And another person who agreed that Kim definitely used Pete wrote, I'm going to speak bluntly. I think Kim is an opportunist who got what she wanted out of Kanye by being able to cash in on Black culture, being attached to him. And now that she wants to go mainstream again, use Pete as a way of stepping back into whiteness. As for Pete, he is possibly still absorbing the end of the relationship, but we will keep an eye for anything he says post-breakup. Keep it here for all the updates. And as we wait, check out this other intriguing video.